Well, welcome back again, robotics class. Here we're looking at that finished code that we were just about done generating in the last video. So after the time ran out, I went and I put this wait 5 seconds command in to make sure my bot drives backwards for 5 seconds, and then these two stop motor commands. As soon as time ran out, I realized I hadn't clicked the save button since I started writing this code. And it's very important to save early and save often. So if you haven't done so, go ahead and click that save button to save your Swervebot 1 code. So now that we've got it all written, I'm going to click this compile program button. What the compile program does is it kind of goes through and it proofreads your program or your code, and it makes sure that it's correctly written. And now I purposely put 2 errors in here. So when I click compile program, we'll see if it catches those 2 errors. We'll see if there's any others that I made by accident. All right, so I'm going to click compile program. Oh, and I have got a bunch of yellow X's and then 1 red. And so these yellow X's, they mean that the code is not going to fail catastrophically, but it might cause some bugs in there. And red X's are a bad thing. We definitely want to take care of those because that could cause a catastrophic error where like the bot doesn't run or the bot doesn't stop running or something like that. So let's go ahead and close out of here and we'll kind of figure out what I did wrong. Right? If you've got yellow or red X's, you can use some of these same problem solving tools to help you out. Right? So first thing I did here is if I go to line 23, I've got a yellow X. So I'm looking down at the bottom here and it says I substituted a similar variable. All right, this is where I was trying to get all fancy and type in the variables myself. All right, and I told it to start motor, but I didn't capitalize the M on my motor. Okay? And I can tell that down here because it says substitute similar variable, start motor with a capital M for start motor. And it tells me check spelling and letter case. And so I did the same thing at line 24, start motor. And so now I can check that I'm fixing these because I've capitalized those M's by clicking the compile program again. And it tells me code generation not performed because there were some errors, but there were some errors, not as many, right? The 2 that I just fixed on line 23 and 24, those yellow X's disappeared. So now if we look at line 25, it tells me I'm missing a semicolon, right? And this was one of the errors I had made on purpose. It just says wait 5. I didn't go put my semicolon in afterwards there. So I'm going to add my semicolon. Right, it tells me for both of these lines, I needed to have it say stop motor with a capital M. Stop motor with capital M. All right, so there I fixed those. We're going to compile it, and it should find one other error. All right, this was one I made on purpose. All right, so we'll check it out and see what happens. It tells me I've got an undefined variable, and it doesn't know what motor, spelled M-O-T-E-R, capital R-I-G-H-T is. And I see students do this a lot. When you're spelling out motor, right, it's M-O-T-O-R. Right? So I spelled motor instead of motor, right, and it doesn't know what to do there. So it's an easy fix. I've just got to identify what the problem is. I misspelled motor, then come up to line 27, and I'll correct that by putting in the O. I'm going to compile my program one more time, and this is good. I just hit compile program. I didn't get a code error warning. I don't have any messages down here. Okay, so this means that you have successfully written your program. So let's go ahead and click the save button since things are looking good. Now at this point, I'd like you to come up, show me your program, right? And then what you're going to do is plug that orange USB cord into your computer, into your bot, and you're going to click download to robot. I don't have a bot plugged in right now, so I'm not going to do it, but you'll click download to robot. It will download this code to your robot's Cortex. It might tell you you have to power cycle it or do a few other steps first, but you'll get it downloaded eventually if you follow the on-screen directions. And then we'll power your bot up and see if it does what you want. If it works the way you want it to, we can go ahead and check that off. And we'll start talking about some future coding challenges for you. If you turn your bot on and it doesn't perform the way you want it to, then we got to think like an engineer. We've got to come back and evaluate our program, see if we can identify where we created an error or created a problem, and then come up with some solutions for that problem, and then go through the download process again and test our solution, see if we got the robot to work correctly. So that is it. You guys are coders. Once you've got this thing done, you've written your first code and you're well on your way to being able to do anything you want within the coding universe. So congratulations on taking this first step, and keep checking back on our classroom page, as I will post some more tutorials for you in the future.